Greetings to my fellow peace blunderers, and today we're talking about a very touchy subject for many players, and that is how to build a plan in a game of chess. I know that a lot of players, even at the lower levels of chess mastery, know a bunch of opening theory, know some endgame theory, but when it comes to the middle game, they just aimlessly move their pieces around, and yes, they can spot some tactics that are 2 moves, 3 moves, 4 moves, but above that, building something long-term, not very easy. That is true especially when a lot of inexperienced players put material above anything else when they play their games. So in this video, I'm going to show you a rather basic example of how to spot a plan, stick to this plan, and sometimes even forget about some of your material, because the plan that you have devised should be good enough to win you the game despite the lost pawn here and there. So let's have a look at this position that you're seeing right in front of you and ask ourselves some questions. First, what is the area of the board where you would like to play the most? And when you decided on the area, what are the actions that you would like to take in that area? Well, the answer is becoming quite obvious very quickly. First of all, we've got all of our pieces staring at the opponent's queen side. We've got nice rooks on the B and on the C files, as well as the bishop on F3 penetrating the F3 A8 diagonal. On top of that, as I indicated with blue and red colors, white enjoys a nice 3-2 pawn majority on the queen side as well. And when we have a pawn majority, what do we want to do with it? Exactly, we want to use it to create a passed pawn. Okay, congratulations, that's step 1 complete. We built a nice strategic idea based on a very quick analysis of this position. Step 2, the execution. And this is the most important part. The plan can only be as good as its execution. Having devised the plan, we're now calculating the variations in which the plan could work. For example, in this position, the move that looks very appealing and the move that you start considering immediately and calculating immediately all of the variations that happen after this move is c5. You start thinking to yourself, well, okay, b takes c5 doesn't work for black because I get to take the rook on b8, so that's good, but nah, they take on h4 with check, and then king g1, they take on a4 as well. I'm just losing too many pawns. Nah, that's not good enough. End of analysis. And I'm like, wait, what? You've given up already because you've lost just 2 pawns? Never discount a variation just because at some point in that variation, some material is lost. And even if we come back to this position, for example, where I said, well, b takes c5 is losing because rook takes b8, so black is definitely lost. Wrong. I mean, yeah, it's right, black is losing, but your analysis should never stop at rook takes b8. You should see it through till the end. Look at this position. Look at what happens after rook takes b8, see if black actually has any tricks left up his sleeve. Sometimes when you take a piece or a rook or even a queen, we so much focus on the pure fact that we're grabbing this material that we completely miss what can happen afterwards. So you must always check. Rook takes h4, king g1, rook takes a4. You look at this and you think to yourself, nah, okay, black is basically out of anything. Black is definitely lost. Black is nothing. And you'll be right. Just as you were right a couple of moves ago when you concluded that rook takes b8 is also losing for black, but you always need to do your due diligence and make sure that black doesn't have any tricks up his sleeve, doesn't have any powder left in the cannon. Now, coming back to this position, so what if black captured 2 of your pawns? First of all, you get 1 back after c takes b6, and now you've got a very strong passer. You're like, oh yes, all right, nice! B pawn, unstoppable, GG, easy, thank you very much. Again, wrong. Wrong. Yes, you do have a very strong passed b pawn, but think about what black can throw at you. Black is not just going to sit around and wait until you queen and win. Calculate through the nastiest of possibilities. You start thinking, okay, so what can black do to stop me? to throw a spanner in the works and you start looking at every move, every knight move, every rook move, any king move, anything that is possible. Now, if you want to get some practice, I strongly recommend you to pause the video here to find just one remaining move that black has got to stop white from easily winning. Now, if you found this move, congratulations, it is a very tricky rook b4, attacking the rook on b5, and by extension, the pawn on b6 as well. And this is an unpleasant move to face. White has to be very careful, and white needs to not panic, and then again, cold-bloodedly calculate. So you think to yourself, okay, so my rook is attacked. If I move it away anywhere, my pawn on b6 gets captured, and it should be game over for me, basically. Now, this time for sure, because black is 2 pawns up, the b2 pawn is very weak, the position is not looking very good. If I defend my rook with something like maybe bishop to e2, my rook gets captured, then bishop recaptures, and then my pawn on b6 is still hanging, and then the bishop is attacked, and the b2 pawn is attacked. I know that's too many arrows. But still, yeah, this doesn't look good as well. And you go like, oh my god, okay, focus. Okay, rook takes b4 then. Let's try that. Okay, then a takes b4. My pawn on b6 is attacked, defended with rook c6, knight d7, my pawn is lost again, and black will be 2 pawns up again, and I'm losing. Am I really lost? Again, don't panic, keep your cool, keep looking for moves, and if you look close enough, you will find an amazing rook b3, attacking the b4 rook once again, and protecting everything, basically, along the b file. And here, well, a couple of moves for black are possible, and you've got to, when calculating, consider all of them, or at least most of them. Something like rook d4 is possible, rook just goes away, or rook can capture either of the rooks. For brevity's sake, I'm just going to show you a variation which goes like this. Rook takes b3, rook takes b3. Black still does have a pawn more, but you now for sure get to keep your very strong passer on the b file. King f8, trying to get the king closer to the action, trying to help out and stop the pawn. Makes sense. b7, and this is a very important move, very good move. Now the bishop is protecting the pawn as well, and after something like king e7, your rook can now disconnect from the b file, get away from there because the bishop is protecting the pawn, and can now do something active as well. And even after all of this mental torture and calculation, this position is still only just slightly better for white, if better. You see, the black pieces will manage at some point to round that b7 pawn and capture it. We will be capturing some other pawns in the meantime as well, and it's very likely that the game is going to end up with something like just bishop and a knight left on a board. And this is also a very good lesson to take away from this. Sometimes even the strongest of our assets are only good enough for a draw, not good enough for a win, because both players are playing very precisely. And, you know, this is just what happens when two immense powers clash together, ends up in a draw. And the most important thing to take away from this video is that ideally, the position that you're seeing right now, if you want to play in tournaments, if you want to improve your chess, if you want to play some longer games, this position is something that you should see starting from here, the position that we saw here. This is the starting point where you calculate all the way to here, from beginning to end. I don't know, this may sound a bit nuts for some of you guys out there, for some of you guys that are only starting out playing chess, or for some of you just having fun and blitz and rapid online, and nothing wrong with that. However, if you want to raise your game up a level, before even playing the very first move that we played in this video, which was c5, you've got to calculate through these variations. And you don't have to be even phased by Losing some of the material like we just did with h4 and then a4, don't phase by it, keep calculating, keep doing these mental exercises. And yeah, it does sometimes happen that you find a really cool plan and you start calculating through all the variations and it turns out that it just doesn't work, all variations suck. And this is a topic for another video, to have this mental fortitude to invest so much time and effort into a plan and then having to abandon it because it doesn't work. Clearly, you go and find another plan. But again, this is a topic for another one. Look at where your pieces are telling you to go. Be persistent. Do not prioritize material above everything else and just calculate. The worst thing that you can be in chess is lazy. So yeah, if you just so happened to find this video useful, please like and subscribe. Follow me on Twitch. I stream Wednesdays, Fridays and Sundays usually. Find me on chess.com, join our Discord, all that good stuff. And I'm going to talk to you very soon, my favorite unintentional gameteers. Love you all. See ya in the next one.